I I saw one of the holes in the world somewhere in the woods. And I told my mom, and then she told me to tell elder woman Abuelita about it. And that's when old Mr. Harrison, he went through the hole, and that was the last we saw of him.
If I were to give you some sort of a map, would you perhaps be able to mark it for me, Samuel? Where that well was?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Travis.
Elder woman, Abuelita went back, and she said it wasn't there anymore.
It wasn't.
No. It was all gone.
Interesting. Did you notice anything else that was strange about that area?
Strange?
Anything that seemed out of sorts? Perhaps any other wells, right? You said there were wells?
Holes. It looked like there was just a hole, like right in the air.
In the air? So suspended? Interesting.
Yeah.
That was quite scary, wasn't it?
Well, it was real different.
Right.
It was kind of like looking at another place.
What type of day? What time of day? Night time? Daytime? Did you notice these holes?
Well, it was afternoon, and that was the thing that was so noticeable about it. I looked through, and it sort of looked like nighttime. There was a mist, and I swear the trees look different.
Well, you would never try to go through those holes, right? You'll never do that.
No.
Good.
I just looked.
Abuelita.
I just looked, I swear.
No, it's fine. No, you're not in trouble. And I take out like a few copper. Here.
Is that for me?
Yes, of course. You've been very good. You haven't gone in the holes. You told us some good information, and you seem to be a very good child. So here, take it. It's yours for free. Nothing.
Thank you.
So, Abuelita. You should probably go speak to Abuelita. Do you know which direction Abuelita is in our house, or?
Yes, she's right up there. Follow the path. It's with the large turnip farm.
Turnip farm. Yara, are you done? You ready to go in?
I believe so, unless, Samuel, have you heard the other children talking about anything strange? Like monsters?
Just the Gorgers. And everyone's scared of them.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Samuel.
And you do know what to not say, right?
Not say?
Yes, there is a rumor going on around these parts that you're not supposed to speak of a certain name. Do remember not to say that name, correct?
Huh?
Good. And I pull out another copper. Keep it that way, okay? I'll go get you something nice.
Thanks again.
Thank you. All right. She'll, go see Abuelita. First, before knocking on her door, I would like to check around her place. Maybe you can start the conversation if you want to, but I think we should look around. See if there's any kind of connections or anything.
You think that she might have some involvement?
No. I don't think she may have any involvement, but we might want to make sure, typically creatures of maybe a different plane now that we might know. I don't know of too many, granted I don't study them too often, that come here on their own. So we might be able to find some kind of residuals of a ritual or something of that nature. This town seems to be plagued with this, but yet everyone is eerily calm about things. And to me, that's more scary than dealing with things that are eating shadows.
I see. Yeah. All right. Well.
Or maybe we could talk to Abuelita first and then search around if we need to.
We could ask her if it would be all right for us to search around so that it's not...
Right. I'm not the one to ask first, but maybe all right. We should start doing that. All right. Last time I did that was not allow me to break into the house when I wanted to go in and find out some things. Fine. We'll do it your way.
Very well.
Right. Lead the way. Up this way.
Very good. Thank you. I gather my skirts and we start walking towards Abuelita's.
Something you all would have noticed upon entering this area, just how well all of the farms are doing. You don't have to make any rolls to see that. It's quite clear that all of the farms are growing very well. This appears to be like really fertile land, and it's one of those situations where you might see like a farmer proudly display some extra large vegetables or fruits, you know. Everything seems to be very bountiful, and you can see very big leafy vegetables and grains and things all throughout this area.
Are there any sort of like dedications anywhere, like sort of like statues? I forget the actual word I'm trying to use, but like to gods or something, like a shrine, anything that might indicate some religious kind of relation?
Not that you can see, no.
Understood.
Okay.
Approaching Abuelita, Alderwoman Abuelita Choi's residence, and this is probably the second time that you've probably arrived here and you've spoken with her. She's got a very dour sort of take on everything, and she's been kind of annoyed by the visits, and she hasn't been very friendly in general. You knock on the door. It doesn't take very long for her to open it. Yes, again.
I'll put my hand on Yara's shoulder and lean in. Abuelita, you introduced yourself before, but you didn't tell us how amazing your farm is. The youngin over there said the turnips were large, but oh my goodness, look at them. They are. I have never seen so big. How? I'm flabbergasted.
Go ahead and make a. I would take a society roll or a diplomacy roll, whichever you prefer.
Okay, yeah, definitely society. All right, Desna. Kicked my butt last time. Okay. Thank you.
Wow, very good. Very, very good. She says, thank you. I am quite proud of the coming harvest.
Mm-hmm. It's all by yourself.
Yes.
What? I am from the southern lands, and not even a crowd of men could pull off something so beautiful. How do you see this, Yara? These turnips, you see these leaves on them. they're pristine in this area. It's just out of nowhere. I checked the land around here.
She spits off to the side. She's
That's
done
your
this
secret.
a few times now.
Oh, that's your secret. You spit on them. All right, great. I'll notate that. Spit on turnips to make them plump. Okay, great.
You know those people that you'll run into that just will like clear their throat, or like they'll do that thing where they just have too much congestion and they'll like hork it up. It's disgusting. She seems to be unaware that she's doing it.
Oh, okay. That was in your house. Okay. We have a few questions, if you do not mind.
I've already answered some questions, but might as well.
Well, first and foremost, the whole situation with, what was his name? Harrison?
Yes.
You had gone to check and see if the portal or the hole was still there, yes? And it was gone.
Yes.
Were there any other locations like that that you can recall within the forest?
There's been talk of them, but anyone that has investigated or believed to have gone through these holes, they've never returned.
I see. All right. And there was no trace, nothing left behind.
You're going to think this is very strange.
Try us.
I don't really know how to explain it except to simply come out with it. But the shadows seem strange.
Strange.
I could swear I saw them moving. And then, when I focused on them, or tried to look into them, or investigate them, they were merely shadows again. I know it sounds crazy, but...
No, it is not. General direction would be nice. Where are you seeing these shadows?
Well, I suppose Harrison would be the most recent occurrence. She walks over to a window and just kind of like points outward and she says, probably 5 to 10 minute walk that way.
Perfect. Thank you. Now, you've been having issues with these Gorgers for a while now, right?
Yes.
Well, if you don't mind, we're actually investigators. We work with an organization known as DICE. Would you mind if we took a closer look around the properties, the fields, and what have you?
That's up to each individual farmer. I can tell you that most, even myself, wouldn't be too fond of people traipsing through any of our crops. They're very valuable to us, both monetarily and, well, we put a lot of work into these fields.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears, one would say, yeah?
Yes.
The common. I don't think we'll be trotting around inside of your fields at all.
Speak to each of the individual farmers then. But otherwise, should be fine.
I would like to ask. This may be overstepping my bounds a little bit, but not on your crops, but around your crop. Do you mind if I take a sample of your soil? It would help with the investigation.
Very well.
Thank you. And then I go out and start looking around. Over here, okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Beautiful. All right. Did we have any further questions, Jonas, or was that all?
No, I think we have enough.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time again.
I just ask that you, whatever it is that you are investigating, that you keep it brief.
Of course. Hopefully we will do our best to see if we can get any sort of answers on your Gorga problem. Very well. And I'll rejoin Adronis.
Closes the door, and you can see her, like, just kind of keeping an eye on you.
I'll turn and wink. Turnips. Very good. And then I'll turn my back to her and lean into Yara. If this doesn't smell of something strange, I don't know what else does.
It makes no logical sense that any of this would be so fertile in an area like this.
Nope. And I believe our alchemist friend will like to I don't know, play around in the soil. You know how they can get.
Of course. Well, I suppose we rejoin the others and see if we can make heads or tails of the forest, yes?
Yeah.
Unless
All
we
right.
wanted to circle back all the way towards Seven Arches. But
No. This place is plenty. You can go right ahead unless you want to join me. I'm going to look around for a bit, and I have a weird gut feeling, and my sister has always told me when things seem too good to be true, there's probably a lot of traps lied ahead. Filled your work.
all right, well, I'd rather not leave you alone in a strange place where the soil is fertile and everyone is strange. So perhaps we shall stick together, and I'll assist you in whatever investigations you're doing.
Oh, Yara. It'll be a pleasure. And I start to walk off. Now over here is where
Oh, I see.
So did you want extra potatoes or turnips in this particular stew this time?
There was an unusual paste that you put in the previous concoction. I quite liked it. It was a bit crunchy.
Crunchy paste, was that the... I think that just may have been parsnips that I didn't dice up well enough.
Oh, I quite liked that.
I can do that again. Is that one of your new scars?
Oh, I'm surprised you noticed. Yes. I think it is layering over the encounter that we had in the opera house. But underneath it, if you look closely, there's evidence of a previous scar. And that one, I swear on Nethys, I defeated a bear single-handedly.
Single-handedly? Like you used one hand or by yourself?
Oh, by myself. Yes.
I see. That's very exciting.
Unrelated, but were either one of you a gullible child?
I do not think so.
Were you a gullible child?
I don't know. How would one know if they were a gullible child?
Well, were you getting in all kinds of mischief and drapes?
Yeah.
Mischief and japes?
Yes.
I had a lot of friends, if that's what you mean.
That's not gullible. That's... I don't know what words you're trying to think of.
I was thinking, if we're going to try to ask a human child questions that we need, I was thinking I could play the violin for them and lure them into the woods.
That could get you arrested.
I think that it's a good thing that we decided to set up camp instead of joining Yara and Adranis.
I think so. Here, have some stew, Karun. Perhaps that will help your playing.
Thank you. Just put this away.
That's it. Yes.
What about you, Arashtak? Do you have any scars?
I have a few, but it's mostly from picking from briars. We don't scar the same with our scales. I just have a few missing pieces occasionally on my arms. You're not exactly one to get into close combat despite my claws.
I like to be very hands-on with my problems.
I do too, but perhaps not in the literal sense. You got the joke good.
Do you have any scars, Karu?
No, just a neck tattoo. Shy about it, though.
Yes, there's judgments with it and all.
Well, the thing about judgment is that anyone will pass it about anything. There's no point in trying to hide a part of yourself. It's a mark that you went through something, and you lived. I think it's something to be quite proud of, actually.
Does the shadows look any different here to anyone?
Last I looked at them, they were magical and strange, but I could not glean anything else.
Can't shake the feeling that they're just like a little bit weird, you know?
I think they wiggled slightly, or at least were said to have. I don't know if I can get any more from them.
I couldn't find anything in my books.
Well, maybe the rest of them will have a better idea when they come back.
I hope so. I do wonder how those shadows happened to be cut. It was very unnatural. I can't imagine that feels good.
If you ladle out a second helping of that for me, will there be enough for Adranis and Yara?
Oh, yes, I always have extra. I know how much you eat.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. Let's see, I think I had... this whole area is way too fertile. I just found sage and thyme right over there. It's just abundance.
It looks really big, too. Is that normal? I've never seen it grow that way before.
No, not
Did you see them anywhere, Adranis?
in the wild.
Over here! In the woods!
Oh. Definitely don't want any children here.
I didn't want to set up the cooking fire near the corpse.
It's a little smelly.
Of course.
All right.
Stew?
Yes, please.
Yes, that'd be great. That'd be great. Well, Karun, I have this for you, and I hand Karun the soil samples.
Oh, wow, look at this. That's delicious. Thank you.
No, it's not for eating or drinking or consuming.
For eating,
No, it's not. No, it's
Delicious.
this. No, it's not delicious. Why do I have to explain this?
In some cultivation, tasting the soil can be a good sign of its
Science.
fertility.
No, do not taste the soil.
Science.
Do
Study
not.
it.
Yes, this is
Yes.
not it. This is weird. Okay,
It's
look.
part of the study.
All right, do I listen?
No, I understand a Rostock, just,
So we have noticed. We've talked to the small child. Very, very good child, and was very informative. We spoke back with Abuelita, and though Abuelita doesn't seem like she wants any visitors at all, this place is strange. I'm sure we all deduced that. But the thing that I noticed the most was the farms are very, 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 very potent, and like for instance, our turnips are huge. I've never seen them so big
bigger
before.
than my head.
And also, if when we were traveling, the soil wasn't as rich, so to speak. And she's the only one that's been tending to hers, and apparently all the other, they just tend to their own. And it's very strange how calm everyone is during such odd times. Almost like they don't want us digging around, pun intended, in any of this. They want us to leave immediately, it seems. So, Karun, without tasting, if you can analyze the soil and see if there's anything else in it.
It does taste a bit strange. I'd like to conduct a scientific survey of this.
Put it in your mouth already, okay.
A little bit.
Say it's good to test
I
the
have a
fertility.
pinch of it too.
What is, no.
Well, I can write
Just as soon as I run some tests.
You don't need to taste it. Put it in your mouth or anything of that nature. We don't know what goes in the soil.
Just trying to think of which way would be the best way to test it.
Don't you have like chemical measures or something? Or vials? You have vials all over you.
I have a lot of skills. I just don't know which one I should apply in this very instance.
Understand. Well, there's a fire here, and maybe you can put something together. We need to pay attention to the shadows. Yara has all the other information. I kind of lost interest once the Abuelita almost spit on me. That was it was enough.
Well, so the forest, we now have a location. It's going to be, over that way. Now, there is a specific spot in the forest that a gentleman by the name of Harrison disappeared after a young boy named Samuel found this, as he described it, hole in the earth, but it was suspended like a portal almost. Now, when the elder woman went back to investigate it, there was no trace, save for the shadows around being very peculiar. Does that ring any bells? Does it sound familiar?
Yes, the torn up shadows here, the attack over there.
Indeed. So, go on. What were you going to say?
It reminds me of the rumor we heard on our way down. The fertility of the soil being related to a bloom. The seepage from another plane. A deepness and connection here. I wonder if that hole may be connected to this.
Yes, of course.
Have I gleaned anything from this?
Seems like regular soil. The pH is probably a little bit more acidic than normal. That's about it.
It tastes a little spicy, you guys, but I'm not getting any kind of reading from it.
Again, with the tasting. Okay.
I see. All right.
The child did say that the suspended portals or holes led to it looked like a different place, different plane.
The trees looked different, was what he said.
Well, it's quite possible that this is linked with the Gorgas, correct?
Indeed.
And if
Yes.
Perhaps
this
our
is the
other friend.
Fae, then perhaps they come from a Fae place.
That could be the plane's connection, perhaps. I wonder if they're sporting themselves between those
Or something is
mortals.
ripping that fabric open in order to bring those things here.
Yes, or someone is summoning them. Yes, correct. So,
Let me check my notes. Perhaps I can find something in here about Fae moving between realms.
do you have anywhere in your notes that say any items that we should be looking for, just in case someone has conjured them through? Maybe they noticed that the farms were more lucrative and then, played into it and increased the activity.
I do remember one story about something that had to do with manipulating plants. Let's see, I might be remembering incorrectly. I would like to do an esoteric check.
Okay, and this is in regards to what specifically?
To see if there's a connection between Fae creatures and making things grow, perhaps.
Sure.
And that would be a 22, please.
Okay. I'll let you keep your full score on this.
Okay.
In trying to associate the creatures with the growth of the farms.
Mm-hmm.
So the quick and easy answer is yes, it's possible. Is it the reason in this place? It very well could be. There are also other reasons that it can happen. It's probably a little too strange to be a mere coincidence. But I don't think you can tell for sure that is exactly the reason.
It could be 100 different reasons. It might as well be a shot in the dark, but we can add it to a list of suspects, I suppose.
I have an idea. You're not going to like the idea. I already know.
What's the idea?
Remember when we came across a house before, and it had a strange occurrence inside the house? And
You mean like 2 days ago when we were almost right outside of Seven Arches?
no, before that, like a month ago or so, and there was a strange man in the house. Remember? And the door was magically unlocked. I have no idea how that happened.
And his friend.
Yes, that one, the obsessed one. Yes. Maybe I should. Yeah. Maybe I should do some scouting around. The windows here seem to be easy access to see some things. I won't touch.
I am a little nervous at the prospect of sticking to the shadows in a place where the shadows are not acting very normal.
It's also just about nighttime, by the way.
Easy to see inside. Maybe there's a light or a candle.
Are you sure that's necessary, though? We have this information on the forest. Obviously, do as you will, but
We do have a lead, you're correct.
precisely.
All right. Just don't want to cross out any possibilities that the farmers around here have noticed how nice their crops have been and aiding the process, so to speak.
Perhaps you think they're involved in the summoning or something of whatever it is.
Some people can do it innocently and not even know that they're doing it. There are tales, Arcelia, you could tell me if I'm wrong, but I've read stories in Katapesh about people who strongly believe in the fortune of something, especially in the desert, where something blooms, an oasis of some sort. And the more and more that they push and believe and call out to this god, it could be the smallest god. The more believers it has and the more energy they pour into it, the more they start to notice stuff innocently. People scream out names all day, but don't know what actually they're doing Maybe they're making them stronger to be able to cross a plane. We can always hire our little child friend to keep a lookout as well. And just let us know if there's anything strange going on. But let us stick to the shadows for now, since it is almost night. Whether we like it or not, the shadows may see us.
It's very unlikely that the house and the person who dwells in it will be going anywhere, so you can always come back.
Yes. Would it be wise to investigate now that area of the forest where we might actually run into activity?
I would say yes. Reasons being, you, my friend, have quite the talent to make light shine. We have torches, and with torches, we create what? On the outsides of the perimeter.
Fire.
Shadows.
Oh.
That too, but...
That's the word I expect to come out of someone of your nature, actually fire, because
It
it's a
is
part
actually
of the...
literally fire, yes.
Yeah, it's in the alchemical process of it all. Anyway, yes, shadows.
Following.
That dance, that move. It could probably react in a certain way. Most creatures that are not from a same plane, or even creatures of our plane, look at it as territorial in their nature, may not like dancing shadows that they do not know, right? Say we set the trap. You see what happens. Where there is light, we shall be in safety and sanctuary, hopefully. Just an idea.
I like it.
Indeed.
We can take initiative. Set up the perimeter. We'll have control over the area.
Right.
And you know, worst comes to shove, we can always just run away.
I don't know if we can outrun our shadows. We can try.
I will.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm
Then
a
I'll-
very proficient runner.
I will be on your back at that case. All right. Shall we begin?
All right.
All right, I'll start kicking out this small fire that we've got going on.
Rastak,
Yes.
I believe you are the one that shall light our way. And I have a few torches if anyone needs them.
No, that is... If you wish to light one, let's see, I need to... And I begin to put my things away in my bag of holding. And light up my staff with a cantrip of light.
Now remember, Rastak, your staff may be the only weapon that we have.
That is worrisome.
No, of course not. You're efficient. And also, I don't know how it works with strange shadows that I don't understand, but with our shadows, it obliterates them, light does. At least move them and control them. I believe that you can be a tamer of these shadows. At least I hope so.
It's optimistic.
I try. All right. Let's go.
Very good. Make sure you have all of your supplies, any potions, things of that nature. You may need them.
Hey. And we'll start setting up.
Do I have time to craft any potions?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Right.
So if you would like to, if you haven't used all of your advanced alchemy or quick alchemy stuff, then you absolutely can. Otherwise, we can assume that it will take you some time to do this.
I have some quick alchemy left.
Okay.
Let me just,
Quick alchemy is the kind that you use like in combat. It's like super fast. And then it's
it
done
pulls
right
out of
away.
the same pool of alchemical points, though.
No, it doesn't. You have to you choose at the beginning of the day how you want to separate them out. So if you've already spent it, then assume that you
Well,
can.
I've spent 2 of these infused reagents out of 5.
Okay. So
So I have 3 left, and using one of them lets me create 1 alchemical potion in quick alchemy, or if I do the longer advanced one, then I can get 2.
Right. So that's up to you, just to however you keep track of it. But
I'll just do quick alchemy then.
Okay. So there is a spot for you on your sheet for like how many of those you have. Just make the assumption.
I have it.
Yeah, just make the assumption that they always reset at they last a day basically, and the quick alchemy stuff lasts like 1 turn.
Does anybody have any requests? I can make the eagle eye elixir again. That was kind of fun.
Yes, but I will not be drinking that. I believe you should give that to Arcelia, maybe, because I believe she, or maybe you're the only one that could see as well.
Oh, yes, I can see perfectly in the dark.
Well, I'm making a really good one. It smells great.
Oh, thank goodness, it means it's extra potent.
Anything that... Well, can you make anything that heals? That might be a wise choice if you're able to.
Oh, I have plenty of that.
I also have a
Alright.
couple of potions of healing on me as well, should I fall in combat or anything like that.
I think I'm going to make just a little antidote just in case. Very good. That's a really bad one, actually. It's a little smelly. Does it work still, or?
I have to check. What
Is it-
level is that? Is that a level 1?
It's, yeah, little baby one.
I think that's still a success on a 9. Though.
Oh, it's just a little goopy, that's all.
I think you just need a 5 for the
Chunky.
level 1 stuff.
Oh, all right, good.
There's something
Well-
floating in that one.
It's fine.
Is that some of the soil?
It didn't incorporate all the way, and it gives the little kick, you know? Bam!
It's all going the same place.
It's
You did say
right,
the soil
exactly.
was-
Texture.
But all coming out the same place.
Then I'm good. Ready.
Great.
Well,
Does everybody
attention.
understand what we're doing, Rastak?
Yes, well, where are we going? You did not specify
Oh, yes.
the direction.
Yara has the information on the map. We're going to go the Harrison way, is what we'll call it. I'm really good at naming these things.
That's actually quite messed up considering he is no longer with us, but I like it.
I'm
All
going to
right.
go ahead and just slam this thing before we go.
I'm going to go ahead and just show on the map to everybody.
That's a drip.
So as you can see, this is the location we will be going to in case anything happens, all right? Right.
All right. Care to join me out front since you have a rough idea?
Certainly. Right.
Okay.
And I begin
Let's
leading
go.
the way with my staff and light.
Very well. There is a... What does it look like when you cast a spell, Arashtak? I assume it was
Well,
a spell and not a torch.
It is indeed, yes, the spell light. Well, for light in particular, and at night it is much easier to find one, but I pull what looks like a small firefly out of the air and attach it to one of my agates on my staff, in this case, and it clings there and brightens far more than it ever should be able to, and stays and lights the path for us.
This infused firefly just sort of floats around for a moment and then dissipates and floats around your very strange looking staff that seems to be like a bundle of twigs and whatnot wrapped together to form this staff as you lead the way through the swamp. You're quite well at traversing a swamp, Arashtak.
That I am. It's just like home. Would you like me to do a survival of some kind?
Absolutely. You have a +1 circumstance bonus on this.
Wonderful. That would make it a 12.
Alrighty. Takes a little while to navigate. You have to all sort of double back few times and get your bearings, judging from where Abuelita pointed. So it's going to take you a little bit longer than normal with an 11, with a 12 rather. Eventually you think you've got the right spot, but it takes you like way longer than it should, probably like 45 minutes instead of like 10 minutes.
There's not enough rivers in this swamp. Easy to lose direction, but I think we're on the right track, everyone.
Finally, my boots are getting stuck in this muck.
That's why you
need to
don't wear
Pull
boots.
you out of it again.
I would like to take a sample of the muck.
Sure.
Just going to run a little test on this one too. Just
I don't think you should taste it.
just gonna
That
sample
one I wouldn't
it.
taste.
I just want to it's testing. It's for science.
There may be amoebas in that.
No, there's definitely amoebas in it.
Alright, well. Hopefully none of them go to your brain.
Your immune system must be impeccable, though, on the bright side of things. Right?
Is there anything strange about this? Is it similar in any way to the others? Warmer or colder?
It definitely tastes different. There's
It's probably shit.
there's a melange of flavors here.
Bouquet.
Yeah. It's
Wafting the sludge.
yeah, this isn't like farm soil, this is the swamp, this is like bog.
But am I detecting the same level of spice?
No,
Is
you're
the
not.
pH level the same?
What's
Not
not with
good.
three stars?
No, you're not.
Alright. So we're getting colder. Okay.
That's.
It tastes
So
a
I
lot
like the
different-
torches.
It tastes a lot different than the other one, just so that you all know. My professional opinion is that it is vastly different from the farm soil.
Excellent.
But so that if we were looking for something that is going to bloom, it's probably not in this direction.
No, it is affecting it differently.
Or that.
I'd like to be making sure I'm keeping my eyes peeled for any movement in the trees or anything like that.
Sure. Make a perception check. Okay.
7.
Shall I go ahead and light the torches to make the shadows dance?
If you wish, we should be roughly in the area that was noted.
Right. I'll hand Arcelia a torch. I won't hand everyone a torch. Too much light will push the shadows out, so I'll light the first one. Arcelia, if things get bad, let us know, or light your torch as well. And yeah.
As you're beginning to get these torches lit, it starts to rain.
Oh.
That is pleasant.
Peculiar
Is it?
timing.
That ain't peculiar timing. All right.
The
Oh.
oil shouldn't go out on the torches. You should be fine lighting them.
Right. I just need a little cover for lighting them.
I hold open my cloak.
If I don't catch it on fire.
Yeah, please don't.
And I try to go light the torch.
Survival check.
Light a torch. Okay.
Perhaps a circumstance bonus for me trying to give cover.
And
We'll make that a 10.
10.
Sure. You don't need very high survival skill here to get these lit, especially with some cover. You are able to get the torch lit. I'd like another perception check from Yara, please.
17.
As soon as the torch is struck, Yara, there's a silhouette that you think you see just in the distance a long, slender sort of figure, humanoid in shape.
Does it perhaps match the description that we heard of this, Kanipo the Slim?
Never got a description, really.
Well, we did hear that it was tall and willowy.
It's sort of gone after the torches and the flint and steel is struck. You see it maybe for one strike of the flint and steel.
Did you all see that?
See
Look
what?
How bad I was at lighting this torch.
No.
Oh.
There was some sort of a creature. A tall creature.
Tall and
It's
willowy?
gone. Yes.
Cut the torch. Cut the torch.
Okay, I'll muffle it in the mud.
I put my hand just over the glowing spot to dim it.
When there is a light source, there's brighter, darker shadows, yes? Without a light source, perhaps, there won't be as dark of a shadow for it to traverse in if it is using the shadows to traverse.
Do we
Can
wish
anyone-
it to be
Can anyone
closer?
see it? Can anyone lay eyes upon it?
I
Yes,
would like to look around with my dark vision.
Okay, make a perception check.
9.
Nothing.
Don't
Hang
see
on.
anything.
I have something for this. Here, take one of these.
Oh, that potion you made earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right.
It's got a little kick to it. Look with your special eyes.
We get this camera close-up of Arcelia looking around,
Are
trying.
my eyeballs supposed to be itchy?
You'll feel a little pressure, yes. Also, are your feet a little sweaty? They'll get sweaty.
There's a
What do you see?
an intensity to this, Arcelia. As you look around, you see things you didn't notice before: bugs, rodents, and amphibians, sort of moving all around in the night. Creatures in trees, looking around, flashing eyes. And the camera would see, in the distance behind you, silhouette of this figure again.
I see a lot of things, but nothing too unusual.
I uncover my light to at least give us some protection of whatever the shadows hold.
Back to back, everyone. Back to back.
Okay, all right.
We do not know if it's hostile.
That is true. That is very true.
We also know that it comes, apparently, when its name is mentioned.
Indeed.
I do not know if that is wise.
I don't even remember this name.
I do.
I do.
So we should decide whether or not to try to make contact with it.
Isn't that why we're here?
Yes. But
Then
in a
do
way
it.
that is not confrontational, perhaps?
Maybe you should try to play your violin.
That? I think there needs to be just a little more practice before we attempt to use the violin as a calming method.
Well, I think it's pretty calming, but I I agree with the group's decision.
I did not say it was bad. I just said
understand.
more
I understand.
practice is wise.
All right. Well, what does this taste?
We should find a way to calm it.
Well, we've already doused the sources of light.
Save mine.
We need to make a decision. I do not feel at ease.
Call its name. Just do it.
I was gonna call it. I'm not calling it its name.
Kanepo the Slim! I am not a human, and we are not with the humans who you are frequenting.
She's in the house.
Kanepo the Slim, we want only to speak to you.
That sounded like a seance. That didn't sound like a call out of any kind of.
I was going to ask the Mosquito Witch for guidance before we did this, but
Oh, well.
we are in a swamp.
Stay on guard regardless. Do the trees look any different? Like, do they look strange at all?
Make a nature check. It's a lore check, right, in this?
Nature is
It's a
nature,
regular- it's a regular
yes.
one.
11.
Look like swampy
Trees.
trees. Yeah.
The mushrooms look like they're breathing.
Technically, they can pulsate at low frequencies.
Can see it.
Can you see if anything is coming for us?
Number of frogs that are interested in our presence, but other than that, I don't see anything.
Oh, great. It was just a rumor then. All right. So saying the name is nothing. All right, great.
I didn't wish to be the one to say that the name was mispronounced.
Oh.
Did I
Apologies.
mispronounce it?
Yeah, I thought perhaps it didn't matter.
You did. Beings sometimes will not respond if there's a mispronunciation.
Well, if we mispronounced it, then this is a perfect opportunity to consult with the Mosquito Witch.
I can attempt, yes.
Go right ahead.
It is not exactly a science, and there is no spell for it. It is simply me praying to a deity. She is fickle, but kind.
Belief is a magic of its own.
Well, I will attempt and see if anything happens. I stick my staff into the mud and pull out a couple of candles. And make a small... It is raining, but I use my own cloak and body to cover it. And light a couple of these wax candles. And reach out and pray to the Mosquito Witch.
Very well. What is your type of magic? It's primal and...
It is indeed primal.
Or is it all...
Primal.
Okay. I think make a nature check.
Very well. A 20, non-natural. Mosquitoes begin to swirl around me as I reach out to her as best I can.
Oh, they're so loud.
Mosquitoes begin to draw in intensity as they begin to swarm all about you.
Leave them.
What they each? All right, fine.
What do you ask for?
If we are in immediate danger, simple and direct as she wishes.
How do you think you normally get a response?
It would be the intensity of the swarm.
Does the swarm behave differently?
Yes.
Is it typically like a yes or no?
Yes, I do not normally get direct, long answers. I'm too inadept for that sort of thing in the current.
Yes. This is, I imagine that this is very chaotic sort of response. And you take it for a maybe.
Yes. Chaos would imply that. I nod in thanks and blow out the candles. Put them away and pick up my staff. We may or may not be in danger.
Yeah.
Well, anyone could have told us that.
No, not
Do
in
not
this
disrespect her,
way.
please.
If it was a very strong yes or a very strong no, that in and of itself is a very different answer than maybe. Maybe implies we could indeed speak or commune without direct harm. We must tread lightly is the answer I perceive.
Great. So let's start by saying the name correctly then.
Kanipo the Slim, we wish to speak. We mean no ill will. Please allow our trespass.
Anybody hear anything?
My heart beating.
You
I
might
can
wish
hear
to quiet
Adonis's
it.
heart. Yeah.
What if we all try it? Together?
Remember when I told you about pouring too much energy into something? Or maybe that's what we want.
I think that is what we wish for.
I always end up doing stuff like this. Okay, fine. Together? What is the name again?
Start chanting the name then, I guess.
Kanipo the Slim.
Kanibo the Slim. Okay, alright, Kanibo the... Alright.
Everybody,
Kanibo the Slim.
Kanibo the Slim.
everybody please make an
Kanibo
occultism roll.
Not 20.
Oh, come on.
On a zero.
Wow.
That was
On a
almost
zero.
incredible.
I'm trained in this.
And I am not. Any means.
Wow. Okay.
Let's be attracted. Just kidding.
So, with each utterance,
Kanibo the Slim.
Kanipo the Slim.
The Slim.
Kanipo the Slim.
Kanipo the Slim.
Kanipo.
Kanipo the Slim.
Slim.
Kanipo the Slim.
Kanipo.
Definitely wasn't me.
Is that your stomach, Arcilia?
Maybe. No. Not this time.
Which way is it coming from?
It sounds like it's right behind my neck. What?
as you look around, who has the highest perception among you? I think I want to say probably Adronis or Arcelia.
I think all three of us have +5.
I have a +6 right now because of the elixir.
Oh, yeah.
Celia.
Arcelia, go ahead and make a perception roll.
Okay. Wow. I'm going to use my hero point. What the heck?
Yeah, and just as a reminder, at the start of the session, you all get 1 hero point. The max is 3.
Oh my god, that's a 21.
It always works in that way.
Arcelia, you look around, trying to catch a glimpse of whatever is making this noise. And you catch a glimpse, this time for longer than a moment. You see this humanoid-like shape in the shadows, just barely silhouetted against the darkness. There are arms that seem to be wriggling and moving along its shadow. A head sort of emerging from the edge of the shadow with long teeth. And you hear,
So easily, you call my name.
It's there. I see it. Over there by those shadows. The crooked tree.
We want only your consult. We do not wish to fight.
the silhouette is
I don't
gone.
think it's...
It moves.
It's gone. I've lost it. It had too many limbs.
It does not wish to be perceived.
I think we might have made a mistake coming here.
What did it say? Did it seem happy? It moved away, so it wasn't. It's not attacking us. That's great. Good job.
I think this might have been a trap.
We only wish to speak.
Wait, do we all hear this?
Yes, of
Or
course you do.
am I the only one hearing this? You hearing this?
Oh, we
We're all hearing it.
hear it.
Does it all feel like it's like right there on the back of your neck? Or is it just me?
Yes.
I don't kiss on the first date. Leave me alone. Let's. What do we do now?
Are you responsible for the Gorga?
I guess we should have discussed how to defend ourselves against these types.
What have the humans done to disturb you?
I don't like the way he said that.
The voice moves. You catch a glimpse moving through the shadows. It's gone faster than you can get a good eye on it. Suddenly, nearby, you see shadows move. An arm seems to emerge from the shadows, claws reaching outwards, and gone again.
Okay, listen, it asked if we were afraid. Maybe we're feeding it. Maybe fear feeds it. I don't know.
Calm yourself. We are protected.
Yes.
Do for what exactly?
There seems to be no response.
We wish to render aid in any way we can.
What?
That may
That's
be a
not
bit
what we
far.
want. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. I don't know no aid to that.
How can we help you?
I would like to
Silence.
do something here. Since I have had a brief moment to make eye contact with it, or
I
at
want to
least
be very
lay my eyes
clear.
on it.
Yeah, lay your eyes on it as opposed to eye contact. Yeah.
Lay my eyes on it. Can I try to exploit vulnerability?
Yes. Going to be difficult.
Okay. I'll roll my esoteric lore. It's a 15, unfortunately.
You're unable to glean very much information.
Okay. Even with the failure, I am able to exploit a personal vulnerability. So I will begin to open up a satchel and search for some kind of reagent that might help me in this situation.
Okay.
My weapon will now be considered magical against it.
Very well.
You'll do.
Your weapon seems to take on the properties of cold iron.
Interesting.
What?
I think this might be susceptible to cold iron.
Does that ring a bell? Do I need to roll for that and why there's significance there?
Yeah, definitely. That'll be... I suppose I'll take any sort of lore related to Fae.
Would that be a nature or arcana?
You can make either of those, but it will be harder.
I do not have lore that way, so
I am
I will
trained in
attempt.
Arcana.
Or first world lore. Will work as well.
Yeah. Arcana is what I will have to do, and
Can
hope
I
for the best.
I'll assist in this. I am trained.
A 20 non-natural.
You're going to assist, you said? Okay, go ahead and roll the same thing. Okay. So you're going to add a +1 to circumstance bonus there. And that will make that a 21. Yeah, Fae creatures in general are weak to cold iron.
We are dealing with a Fae. They are weak to cold iron, hence your implement.
That's great. A nice steel sword. Well,
Fae can be worked with. They're not hostile nor... not hostile. They are Fae.
It hasn't struck yet.
Yes.
It is motivated by something. We just have to know what.
What is it you want?
There is no response.
It has pinpointed us for something. I do not know what, though. It could have attacked. It has chosen not to.
It preys on children, yes?
I don't
What
think
is it
so.
that children have that we don't?
The merchant was not a
bodies.
child.
Gullibility? Wonder? A sense of wonder?
It could be territory.
It's that the children spotted them, if I recall correctly. That is what we were told.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes.
But it attacked a merchant. And this Hudson fellow. Passing through their lands, perhaps.
Harrison. Well, we should go the Harrison way and keep going. Maybe we should keep walking. The deeper we get in the forest, it might be the thicker trees. The swamp may get more, well, you know.
Yes. Nowhere but forward.
Yes. Let's
Slowly.
keep our eyes about us so that we might be able to keep track if we find him again, yes?
Yes.
Stay close.
What?
And I begin to trudge forward, continuing down the path we knew.
Yes, I believe it was this way.
Yeah.
It would be easier for you all to walk without boots, you know?
Absolutely not. No way. No. No,
I've already taken mine off.
I've taken mine off too.
I like the
Minus the
swamp.
hearing on.
You do need to watch out for leeches, those of you who are unscaled.
And if you do get some, let me have them. I'm gonna put them in a little jar for later.
Of course.
Everybody go ahead and make a perception check for me.
I love it. There it is.
Okay. There is no trace of this creature that you spoke with, except for some footprints. You see footprints, but they don't make sense to you because there's one pair here, one pair there. There is no trail.
Are they similar in
like-
size to what we saw at the site of the attack?
No, they are not.
And then
How many pairs?
Yes.
You find what appears to be the same set of footprints. The feet are not right. Wrong amount of toes on each foot. 4 on one, 2 on the other. It seems like claws at the end of the toes.
Are they similar to the tracks I mistook for wolves?
No,
Or any similarities at all? All right.
they are not.
And are these tracks, is there some sort of a trend as to where they appear? Are they specifically in, like, the shadows of a tree, for example?
They do appear to be in shadows.
Could we be dealing with some sort of creature capable of altering its form?
It is possible that they could do that. If I can, I'm sure they can.
I would like to sample the footprint.
What way?
Alchemically,
And how do you do that?
I would like to lick my finger and just rub it around the edge of the footprint to see if there's any residue.
Sure. Go ahead and make a crafting check. No real residue. It is raining.
There's no sense that it could have been alchemically induced, this shape change.
No, not that you can tell.
Can I try to rack my brain for a fey shapeshifter that has to do with shadows, referencing my esoteric lore?
Sure.
15?
There are definitely creatures that can alter their shapes. You still, and you did make a roll for this last time in regards to this creature, seeing if you could sort of associate some of its capabilities and some of the stories that the farmers had told you. Nothing really lines up. You can't really nail anything down.
We just don't have enough information.
I'm going to hate myself. I have another dumb idea. It seems to work.
Yes?
Maybe one of us should stand, or each one of us should stand in a footprint. A pair of them.
Are there enough sets for that?
Say again?
Are there enough footprints for each pair of footprints for each one of us?
No.
How many do we see pair-wise?
4. 4 pairs of footprints in different locations.
Well,
So,
then I have a suggestion. If there are only 4 of them, then why don't we 4 go stand in them? And Arcelia, if you want to use your special eyes to see if you can discern anything about our positions and why they might be important.
All right.
All right, I'll step into this set. You guys go step into those.
All right. As we do this, I'd like to actually take out the aura reader that we were to be using for the Ayodara.
Mm-hmm.
And just monitor if there's any sort of a change while we're here in the forest.
Okay. You hover over it. Make an Arcana check?
$12.
There is like a slight, like one of the bulbs on it seems to flicker and doesn't do anything beyond that.
Interesting. Right.
what is it?
There's some sort of an aura being picked up, but nothing extreme.
Right?
Residual magic, perhaps.
Indeed.
Well, we are all standing in the footprints. Near them, I should say, yes? Is everybody in a position?
Yes, I will stand in it now.
All right. I look at them and try to extrapolate anything that I can. Angle, if it shows anything.
You're doing that with what?
My brain.
Your brain.
I am standing between the 4 of them, trying to see if there's a pattern or some kind of logic between moving
Sure.
in the direction that the footprints go.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
17.
Nothing.
I don't. I
You
don't see anything.
You don't get the impression that it has anything to do with anything.
From being within the footprints, can I also make an Arcana check?
Sure.
Just to see if I can notice.
Absolutely.
Well, all right. It's very dark. Something in my eye.
You stand in the footprints. Nothing really strikes you as strange beyond that.
Rawr, I'm a big scary fae.
Okay, I think that's in the wheelhouse of taunting it, which may not be good. Remember? Alright. Well, whatever.
Is there anything here that they might be interested in? Why would there just be a bunch of footprints in the middle of the swamp?
Maybe he's trying to lead us somewhere.
I will point out, Yara, that as you use the Ayudara measuring device, you're kind of reminded that Fionara Caralestri did ask you to investigate the Ayudara. He's probably waiting for some kind of response from you.
We should have spoken with Fionara before we left.
Who? Oh, yeah. No,
The whole
that's
reason
right.
we were in 7. Yes.
I thought somebody did.
Shit.
Well, we were given no time frame.
Yeah. Should be fine.
Certainly.
the more information we gather here, the more stuff we can help the town. Maybe the town will give us more access to those torches, which means, the job will be more complete. Correct.
Right.
At the very least, we can confirm that it does actually exist, this creature.
No way of bringing back proof, though.
No, well...
There is one thing that we have been missing. Yara, can you hold that device up and walk around this area for me?
Indeed. I certainly can.
As she does that, is there any kind of signal that it gets stronger, the flicker, or does it come back as she's walking around this area with the device up?
It does flicker periodically here and there.
Stop there.
Certainly.
It appears to have some correlation to where you found the footprints.
Strange idea here. I know I'm full of them. I should, if you want to hear it. I've been going all night. It's just I'm tired. Brasilia, your weapon. Strike the air where Yara sees a flicker. It seems to have something to do with his footprints. If you strike the air, maybe you'll tear a hole of some sort.
I can certainly try, but I don't think it's going to amount to anything. All right.
Now, before you swing, don't recklessly swing and hit Yara, we just need a slight. But you do use a little bit more muscle than you intend to. I remember your pat on the back.
I look to Yara. Don't move. And I wink at her. And I will gently cut the air.
You gently cut the air. There is no resistance.
Nope, nothing.
All right. So what we can actually gather from this is perhaps they are leading us somewhere deeper within the forest, and as well that we should be looking towards the shadows because that is what they are utilizing to move. Should we engage in any sort of combat, that is where we need to be looking. All right?
Yes. I'm here. I go into my pack and as quickly as possible so it reduces its getting wet, I pull out some pieces of paper and press them into some of the stranger footprints and then sandwich that between another piece of paper in order to keep an impression and then put those quickly back into my backpack. The bag of holding, I should say.
Very well.
There. We have some proof.
Good.
I would imagine that the bag of holding is pretty small as well.
It's a small bag of holding. It only holds 20 cubic feet, I think, something like that. Only.
Right, so we should probably keep moving then, yes?
Should ask the researcher about the device as well, since there seems to be clearly a reaction.
Yes.
What exactly is it testing? That might give us more information on what's going on here.
Right.
Well,
Go ahead and I'll put the aura recorder away for now.
I'll just follow Rasta.
Let us follow the tracks. Stay on your guard.
There are no tracks to follow. They're all sort of spread out. That's the thing here. There's just sets of footprints, no tracks.
But they don't go anywhere, I see.
Correct.
Right.
They seem to just be around you.
So we should go back to Fionara.
Yes, I see. Dead end. I was mistaken. These were just circling us, and then they must have gone wherever they go.
So you want to turn around or you want to keep going deeper?
Isn't this where the site was? Or was it deeper into the swamp?
We do not know, but this is the direction that she has pointed us, and we just kept walking down this way. So I would say yes.
If it is a bit deeper we can go, I would say continue. But once we reach this site, that is where our destination should end and we turn back.
Agreed.
Certainly.
Then I continue Harrison's way.
Sure. Go ahead and give me some perception checks.
Ooh.
25.
21.
Okay.
A 25, right, with your potion.
So nearest you can tell, you are in the general area of where this event took place. Looking around, you don't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary. You take a really good look through this whole area. There's nothing. Whatever happened here is gone.
Good.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right. Well, I suppose we return then.
Indeed.
Yes, it is. We should probably go back and get some rest and make our way out. They don't want us to be here.
You don't think that, us calling forth this being, that another attack would occur on the village?
We'll find out when we pass through, I suppose.
Yes, please let us check.
Okay, that's fine. Right, let's head back then.
So you're
Oh,
heading
this
back to
mud.
your camp, just to clarify?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We're
Sleepy.
near the cart, but not at the cart. And retrace our steps then. Leading the way.
You have no problem reaching your camp. It's rainy, horrible in this swamp. It's cold. And it's at that temperature right above freezing, which is
Oof.
just awful. It's kind of the middle of winter right now, so this is that really cold rain that hits you on the back of the neck and just sends chills down your spine every time it hits you. Thick, like heavy rain, you know, those big drops of rain. And it's very humid and there's a lot of bugs. You're probably used to that at this point, being around Arashtok. But you get to your camp. There are no issues getting there. Nearby, the farms sit in the distance.
Everything seems quiet.
Yes. You see
Eh.
lights in the various farmhouses, smoke up from the chimneys.
Do we wish to camp here or attempt to see if we can get lodging in a barn?
They were pretty adamant of like they didn't want me around or want us around, really. They just wanted us to come through and then leave. If whatever business we had.
We're only a few hours out of 7 Arches. Perhaps we should just go back. No, we're
It's
not.
a weird way of saying a couple of days.
A couple of days, yes.
yes.
Yeah, but your stride is a lot longer and bigger than all of ours, okay?
True,
Apologies for
I
making you have to move slower.
You read and walk a lot.
see a lot when you're 7 foot tall.
Yeah, we can try to find some, set up some shelter and get something warm in us and try to rest.
Yes.
Indeed.
I'll start getting the food ready if someone wishes to set up camp. I suggest when we get back into town, some of you buy tents so I'm not the only one.
I'll help set up the tent.
I can go gather some branches. Maybe we can make a makeshift if we have any kind of a cloth of some sort.
Would be ideal.
I'll keep a perimeter since I can see in the dark.
Okay. And I'll go and search for suitable branches.
Very well. Okay, so we're gonna assign some roles here for the camp. You need a cook. You need a camp person, the person that sort of picks out the spot, sets up the camp. You need lookouts. And if anybody's doing anything else, I suppose, then we can have a role like that.
I'll help set up the camp.
Okay.
Okay.
The tent.
I'll just handle sticks, branches.
If I'm not mistaken, you only have one tent.
Yes, I do. It's a pup tent. This seats 2.
Okay. And I'm sorry, who was lookout?
I am.
You said you need 2, right?
I mean, I could either help look
can have
out
as
or
many
help
as you
you
like.
with. Yes. All right,
Yeah, you
so
can
I'll
look
look
out.
out then.
Yeah, and I'm trying to gather these branches so we can make a makeshift like cover.
It's generally a good idea to have somebody, at least one person, doing some like one of the things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But you can definitely double or triple up on whatever you want.
If you two take care of the camp, I'll get dinner ready.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay.
I'll go find some suitable branches that may have fallen, and try to make another cover of some sort.
Sure. Okay. Karun, you are setting up the camp. Go ahead and make a survival check. Rashtak, survival check from you for the food.
I've set up that tent so good.
Let us see if I cook well today.
Arcelia,
Okay.
Yara, and Adronis, you are considering yourselves lookouts. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm giving you your options for the roles, so you
Oh,
have
yeah,
to
yeah,
tell
yeah.
me which
Okay,
one you
so
want
are
to
there
do.
any roles that we're missing at the moment
You got
in
lookouts.
terms of the camp?
You got cook. You got general like camp setup, picking up like a good camp spot, which is pretty important here in the swamp. Kind of, like these moors are not pleasant to find a camping spot on. So finding a good one is a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
we've got
so
all that
three-
covered already then.
So 3 lookouts then. Okay.
Perfect, yeah.
All right. So Arcelia, Yara, Adronis, perception checks. All right. The food is palatable. It's okay. It's not the best. The camp is very good. You can pick a pretty solid camping spot here, Karun. You probably move whatever spot you had before to deal with the rain and make sure that you're not going to just get completely drenched throughout the course of the night, which will definitely help those that are not able to fit into the tent. Speaking of which, who is sleeping in the tent?
I'd like to be slightly selfish and sleep in the tent. It's gotten a little colder for my, well, not warm blood.
I'll
I had it
sleep
last time,
outside.
so I'm outside.
Okay, Arcelia and Arashtak are inside this tent, the 2 largest people.
Wait, did you say you were in a tent, Arcelia,
I
or
was gonna
outside?
say outside, but you know what? No, it's my turn.
Get snug in there.
Okay. Very well.
If you're gonna complain about the cold, you can snuggle on up there, Rashtak. I run hot.
I will
Yara,
accept your warmth.
Yes,
Yara,
Karun.
I would like to... I don't know how to say this. Body heat. It's cold out. I have a
Oh.
bedroll.
Oh, you want to snuggle?
If it's not weird for me to ask that.
No, it's fine. I have my bedroll too. We could
But
sandwich ourselves.
that's what I'm thinking. What if I take my bedroll and make a little lean-to, and then we just snuggle up in one bedroll under it and maybe stay a little drier?
All right. Sure.
All right. Is that something I can do with such an awesome survival skill score?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Yes.
I will find a spot underneath a tree that blocks out most of the rain and keep a watchful eye, since I scored pretty decent perception.
Absolutely. So, night takes you. Head to bed. With various lookouts taking watch Yara, Arcelia, and Adranus, respectively. Nothing seems out of the ordinary to you. However, on your watch, Adranus, as you maybe take a moment to walk away from the camp, just to look around, set yourself on a path, find something in the ground near the camp.
What is this?
There is a mark on the ground. It looks like a symbol of some kind, halfway between a 5-pointed star and an elongated stick figure carved in the ground.
That wasn't there before. I immediately grab my notepad and quill and trace it down. And look around. Yeah. And I mark the distance. I try to, it's dark, but I try to, from the moonlight line and the trees, try to count the distance to the camp and the distance to the village.
It's reasonably close to the camp. Maybe 10 steps away. If you didn't see this mark before, you should have definitely noticed something making this mark. But you did not.
Okay. All right. And I start contemplating to myself, and I don't break out in a run or anything or try to show any emotion. I just kind of gather myself. And I I walk in a way that I don't take my eye off the spot, but I can peripherally see where I'm going. And I try to slip back into the camp and keep my eye on that spot and count my steps as I do. And then I will go into another direction to the right, the same amount of steps, to see if I notice anything else.
You do not. You'll spend a little bit of time just looking around, seeing if you find anything strange. You don't.
Oh, sister. What did you tell me before? Do not disturb anything that... If I disturb it, if I take something from it, something may happen. I tried to look around and see who I noticed first on the campgrounds. I look and see that Rashtak and Arcelia are pretty comfortable. And then I look and see Karun and Yara. And I guess I would walk towards them. And whoever is closest to me, I don't know which one or how they are situated, I will try to tap on the shoulder slowly. Hey.
Would most likely be Yara or
Okay.
Karun.
Yara,
What?
slowly get up. Stand beside me. I'll help her up with my hand. I'll offer my hand. Leave her. Now let her sleep.
Okay. Okay.
I don't want to make too much of a ruckus. Come with me. And for a note, the audience. The only reason why I chose Yara is because she was on lookout with us.
Is something the matter?
Just walk with me, casually.
All right.
And I offer my arm and lead her to the spot.
What on earth is that?
My sister always told me if you find something that looks like a dedication of some sort, that you leave it be. You don't disturb it.
Does this mark remind me of any sort of religious or ritualistic sort of dedication that I may have read about or anything of that sort?
What sort of lore do you have?
Just undead. But I am trained in occultism as
okay.
well as
you can make an
religion.
occultism roll, or a religion roll.
All right, I'll go with religion.
Okay.
14.
It doesn't seem familiar to you. It doesn't seem to have any relation to religion that you are aware of.
I have no idea what sort of dedication that is.
Well, it's a figure. As you said, it's a figure that had elongated, like, limbs, right?
Yes.
Now look at this. And this 5-pointed star.
There are 5 of us.
Now I really hate that you made that that
I'm sorry.
connection.
I shouldn't have done that.
I didn't think that. I was thinking that maybe someone is out here doing some kind of dedication to it. But now that you mentioned it, that's a little spooky. Yeah, and in my calm, my nerves are bad. Anxiety takes over. My head.
And you saw nothing. You saw nothing.
I didn't try to look for anything. I did see if there was any more around. This is the only one I found.
No, I
It's
mean,
very
you didn't see anything make this marking.
No, it definitely. I remember gathering branches from over here, and this was not here before. This was definitely not here before.
Do you think you followed that?
I think we messed up. I believe either someone put this here from the village, offering us as a, I don't know, sacrifice or some sort. Now that you mentioned the 5 points and us being 5, or we have invited it to whatever little mischief it's trying to do. I don't know about you, Yara, but I don't like people following me around. I never was that type. Especially things I don't know.
But there's not much else that we can do other than keep our eyes on the shadows.
What about magic circles? You know about those? I've heard news about it. There's a magic circle. You break the circle, you break the whatever's going on. Should we disturb this? Sister, I am sorry, but she's not here to tell me.
I don't know. I mean,
Maybe we should wake Orashtak.
yes, I believe he would know more on this.
I don't want to leave it. So I tell you what I'm going to do. Is there any cover around, or is it still raining?
It is still raining. There's loads of cover. I mean, this is a swamp.
Okay, great.
There's lots of bushes, lots of foliage, boulders and moss and all kinds of stuff.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my torches and walk about 2 paces to the right of it. Put the torch in where the ground is a little bit more solid. Strike the torch and light it in that area, so I have a little bit of light or night light in this area, and say, okay, let's go back and wake Orashtak But we need to not make a fuss. I have to calm down. I don't want to feed into this thing more. It seemed like it was playing with us.
Well, how about I stay here and I keep watch? I will be
Alone?
all right. Yes.
I could see
not
you from
that
camp. Right.
Exactly, it's not that far. I
You've
could
seen
stay
worse. Okay. All right,
Right.
you have light. If there's anything at all, call out to me. I mean, I'll be as fast as I can. I'll just be right over there.
here. Indeed. And I'd like to make sure that I have my shield out.
And I'll say, may Desna be with you. And I, turn around and walk towards the camp and, try to poke myself inside of the tent. And I just can't seem to get around Arcelia's body. This doesn't even look like a tent anymore. It looks like... And I just go and I pinch whatever green I see, because they're both green.
Huh? What are you doing?
It's okay. I need to get to where is Arashtak?
Hey, Rashtak.
What? How?
What's wrong?
First, I want you to explain to me why is your tail here, your leg here, and your...
What do you want, Adurnus?
Okay, I need Arashtak. I found something.
All right. I grab my staff and...
Oh, do you need help? It looks like it hurts.
I'm used to sleeping in the water or near it.
Okay, I'll try to help Arcelia out. It's probably all cramped and sore.
I guess I'm up anyway. All right.
Oh, my back, your hip.
Just move. We'll get up. It's fine.
Yeah. I walk out the way and I clear the way for them and say, "Oh, by the way, don't make too much of a ruckus. Get up slowly and act normal."
Okay.
I look to see if Yara is still okay.
I believe I'm still all right.
Okay. You see the light over there. See Yara?
Yes, I
Okay,
do.
come with me. And I lead them over to Yara.
All right.
You should probably wake Karun as well. I don't want to leave anyone alone in camp.
All right. I'll go get Karun.
Okay. I'll wait for her to get Karun.
Hey, wake up. Wake up. Shh. Come, something's going on.
All right.
Right. Now that we're all together, let's go see Yara, and then I need you all to do not have a big reaction to what you're about to see. I'll explain more at the site.
All right.
Karun. Before we go, Karun, whatever you find, please don't lick it, taste it, finger it, put your face in it, crunch on it, analyze it. It's very important.
All right.
Thank you. And then I lead them over.
You all see this mark on the ground. Kind of looks like a 5-pointed star. But it's also an elongated sort of stick figure carved into the ground. It's maybe 10 steps away from your camp.
There. You see, this wasn't here earlier. I was gathering sticks. We came this way, and there was nothing there.
This an odd question, I understand, but how straight are the lines? Unnaturally perfect?
No, not
looks
very.
Okay.
Yeah. a bit crude.
I have a feeling this isn't our friend that did this, but a villager.
It's just a human child.
Perhaps. The lines are not as straight as I would expect from a otherworldly being.
Do you want me to destroy it?
No.
About that, my sister always said do not disturb the site. Is that true, or Rashchak? I thought about breaking it, like a magic circle would break or something. But then again, I don't know. I wanted you and Karun to look at this because you both seem to,
I do not think it needs to be broken. That may cause more of a problem than not.
Can I inspect it for any kind of magical malfeasance?
Sure.
Oh, would you like to use the reader as well?
Sure.
Yeah.
Is this an Arcana check?
Arcana check for the device, and if you are investigating any sort of alchemical situation, that would be a craft check.
What about occultism, just to see if there's anything spicy about it?
Sure. Whichever you prefer. But if you're using the device, that'll still be an Arcana check.
Oh, that sucks. I would like to use a hero point.
Fair enough. Go ahead and re-roll that. Just make sure to minus it.
That's much better.
Oh,
every time.
This happens so often where you guys get a natural 1 and then a natural 20. Okay. This
Just want
symbol,
to almost touch it.
this symbol seems to have no tie to anything occult related. However, you think that this is a representation of Kanipo the Slim.
Oh. I wonder if this little doll isn't supposed to be you-know-who from the swamp, and perhaps a human child has brought us this effigy as a way to protect us.
It's a mark in the ground, just to clarify.
Perhaps a human child has marked the ground to protect us.
It is possible, I suppose.
Have any of us seen any little marking like this before?
No.
I would like to try to cover my book as much as I can and make a sketch of this.
Yeah, no problem. It's very simple in its structure.
Does anybody else find it very disturbing that a child would draw something like this, if that's what we're collectively thinking?
Just to clarify, you've had people on watch. The idea that a child walked 10 steps away from camp is near impossible without your notice.
Thoughts exactly.
But why would I, for instance, go to a human camp and doodle myself in the ground near their camp? What purpose would it serve?
To toy with us.
I would have
it'd be good for
expected
something.
of Faye to be able to do better than these kind of lines, personally.
We are investigating it, but it looks like it is investigating us.
Well, hang on, maybe it's sick. Have we considered perhaps it's not a normal Fae? Perhaps it's got mange or something.
I suppose I haven't considered that. That is true.
Maybe it's all squiggly and bad at drawing because it's sick.
Or because it's gigantic. It's long limbs and that's really
Yes.
hard to control.
Yes.
Or done with a claw sort.
Living in the
Or-
forest.
Okay.
I wonder if it's hurt. Truly,
See?
the amount of prints we saw were inconsistent. Is it having difficulty staying in shape that it wishes? Is there something conflicting with it? Perhaps the villagers may have summoned something to give them a bounty, but something went wrong.
I bet if we found another Fae, we could ask it. They'd probably talk, behind its back.
I would like to poke the mark.
You poke the mark. Make a fingerprint.
I wiggle my finger around the mark to destroy it.
Sure. You destroy it.
Well, okay.
I think it's time to go back to bed. Whatever it is, it's just a taunt.
If it could get that close and do this without your notice, it could have done more, I think. Arcidia is correct.
Okay. All right. Well, I silently. I'm not upset. I'm a little like disturbed that the group does not take it serious, because in my brain I just remember it laughing and taunting and saying things like "you will do," and that just makes me think of all the stories I've heard on Galarian, where things can do all sorts of stuff when you don't know what it does. It could possess. It could seek interest in putting some kind of print on you or something. So I'm contemplating, but I am a little, I guess you could say, annoyed, and I kind of, you can see it in me, and I kind of just go, and I walk off, and I go back to the tree where I had this little warm area, and I pick up my torch, and I walk back there, and I kind of just sit alone in a comfortable spot, and keep an eye out as long as I can.
Very well. The rest of you return to sleep?
I would like to actually make a show of just trying to find a dry spot and look like I am writing in my journal, but I am actually keeping an eye out. I will not go back to sleep.
Okay.
I do go back to sleep.
Arcelia, go ahead and make a fortitude save.
I can. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, probably a rough night for you. You didn't get a full sleep. You are not going to get the benefits of a downtime, long rest.
I put on a show of trying to seem like I'm undisturbed. Clearly, I've destroyed this mark with my finger, and I'm trying to put the rest of my party to rest.
Yeah.
I have heard a number of stories of creatures in the shadows and beyond veils. It could be anything, but there's no reason that my party should have to suffer in paranoia for it.
Okay. The rest of the night passes without any other strange occurrences. The rain begins to let up. Dawn breaks. And the group begins to awaken.
Arashtak.
Yes.
Do you mind making some breakfast?
No, I don't mind at all. Let me do my morning preparations, and I'll get right to it.
Thank you.
Takes me probably about a half an hour.
I'm going to go outside and look for more of those little renderings.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check for me, Karun. Yeah, you don't see anything fresh or new.
Throughout the night, I didn't dream of the typical, did I?
No, you did not.
Very good. Then I am refreshed in the morning. So, today's plans then, I suppose. We wanted to circle back to Seven Arches. And whilst we do that, we wanted to take a look into the second attack. The one where the individual survived, but his donkey did not.
Wait,
Correct?
what? I think it's the other.
No, she's correct.
Oh, okay.
So that is the plan, then we make a beeline for that in particular.
Yes.
Are we done in this village for now?
We should
don't-
speak with the elven huntress about
Fionara.
the arcane tool, perhaps first.
Indeed.
So you do not want to check on the village. You just want to go straight back to on our path to Seven Arches?
We could, but didn't you say they were not exactly forthcoming with information?
Correct, I did say that, but I remember someone saying that they wanted to check to make sure there was no attack or something.
No, we can certainly just quickly
I don't
pass
mind.
through there. We're not far, you know. Maybe
Yeah, I
we
was
can
just
speak with our young
reminding.
friend.
Yes,
Yes, of
thank
course.
you. We could take the road through the village then on our way out.
Certainly. It didn't seem like there were any disturbances in the night, from what we could tell, but who
There
knows?
were none, I can confirm.
Right.
Okay, on our way then.
Perfect.
Very well. Heading back to Seven Arches. We can do some checks to see how your trip goes. Somebody to lead the way. Lookouts. Setting up camp. And cooking.
Lookout, I will
Four
be-
different jobs since you are traveling now.
I would like to set up the tent again.
Okay.
I feel pretty confident.
I could try and lead our way, since I know that Orashtok is more of the cooking variety.
I can do either, truly.
I'm a terrible cook.
Fair enough. What was, before we get going, what was the village like? Did it seem anything out of the ordinary? Any attacks?
So,
or just standard?
so this will just change a little bit as to how far you can get in the day. If you're going to start like asking questions in the village, we can assume that that can take you a few hours. If you want to do that, or you can just kind of give it a cursory glance. How would you like to do it?
I think the only person that we would really want to speak with is young Samuel, to see if any of his friends said anything about any sightings in the night or anything like that.
Okay. It does not appear that anything seemed to happen throughout the night. No Gorga attacks or anything.
Beautiful.
All right, I'll be a lookout.
I will also look out.
Okay. All right. So
Wonderful.
let's have survival checks from Karun, from Yara, and from Arashtok.
I'd like to use my hero point on that
Okay.
in particular.
Sure.
Oh no.
See, it's everybody else but me. I always get screwed over on rerolls. Oh.
Okay. That's definitely going to make the trip take longer.
Yep.
Alrighty. Okay. Good food. Adequate camping. It's a bit roughshod. And
It's fine. It's fine.
okay. Yeah, the advantage of like lookout is usually there's multiple lookouts, so you have somebody to kind of cover you in the interim. And the food is pretty solid. You can all roll a d4, and this will replace your temporary hit points with whatever you roll for this.
Wow.
I thought the food was good. What the? I ate too fast.
You must let it sit and warm you.
Okay. So
I
the
was
trip
supposed to chew that.
the trip
Yes.
back is going to take a full like 2.5 days as opposed to like 2 days. You get lost.
I think it was a
couple
left
times.
turn.
Yeah.
Have you been drinking again?
No.
I have.
Some of the road has kind of like been washed away with some of the rain. You know, it's kind of muddy. It's difficult to find the road here and there. But eventually you make your way back to Seven Arches. Sort of in the middle of the day, you arrive at the southern entrance at the town of Seven Arches.
We were going to see the site before we get directly to Seven Arches. There was
It's not in that direction, so it's you don't arrive at that site on the way.
Understood.
Okay, I was making sure.
Sure.
All right.
All right. Fine.
Oh yeah. Maybe not, Karun. Maybe at this time we should just walk in.
No, they're all racist. Racist little humans. Drinking and
goodness.
farting in their little hovels.
I thought the
Right.
architecture was kind of nice here.
It is kind of nice. It's what makes it so awful.
Well, should we find the elven huntress outside? That was the western entrance, wasn't it?
Yes.
Fionara.
Let's do that, Fionara. Thank you.
Okay. Karun reapplies one of the disguise kits. You've used 2 of them now. Just be aware. So you had a total of 5. You have used 2 of them.
All right.
As you journey through the town, things seem to be as normal. You see people sort of looking on the streets as they were. There's definitely a few stares for Arashtak, for Arcelia, and for probably Yara as well.
I'm hanging way back from the group.
Mm-hmm.
Not with them.
Hello. Hello. I make eye contact with anyone who stares at me.
There's a few nods here and there. Travel.
I wonder if everything calmed down ever since we left here.
We'll see.
Things are not on fire, so that would imply that perhaps most is fine, at the very least.
Travel through the town. Things seem to be progressing as per usual. Nothing out of the ordinary from what you can tell. You pass by some familiar sights. You pass by the cabaret. You pass by, I don't know which streets you take, if you take familiar roads or if you try to find your way just through random streets. I'll leave that up to you. But you pass by the Honeybrush Cabaret. You might see the Arch Plaza or the Justice House, but probably not if you're just kind of making your way west. Eventually, you make your way out of town, passing by the area that Duke usually keeps an eye out for. You sort of see anybody that's entering the town, sort of going through like the little checkpoint that's set up. Arcelia, you probably see Duke standing there as you all approach.
I'll strike up a conversation. Duke! Hello.
I'm gone.
Oh,
Yeah, I essentially want to start a conversation to try to distract Duke away from the rest of the party.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a few days. What have you been up to? And I just open small talk.
Hello. Yeah, it has been a few days. I went by the cabaret a few times to see who might be around.
Well, I'm back.
What have you been up to?
Oh, Oh, I went traveling, went south.
Excuse me 1 second. You just... Okay, yeah, just go through. Yeah, fine. Sure.
Thank you, sugar.
Yeah, I just went to, go for a bit of adventure to fill out my book.
Oh, was it a nice trip?
Ominous, really. Did you know that the forest is a bit spooky? The swamp, I mean.
Spooky? Well, with the attacks going on, I imagine it's not terribly safe. Where did you go?
Oh, I give an approximation of where we went. It's just outside the farmlands, I think.
Traveled to the Finlands.
Yes.
Oh. Wow.
Well, why do you say that?
Well, from what I understood, the Oaksters are trying to warn people not to take that southern road.
Oh, still?
Yeah.
Oh, well, as you can see, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Did they give any new information or guidance for people? Anything happen while I was gone?
No. Sort of, carrying on as usual here.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm about to go see someone about a dog, and then I'll be back soon.
Are you getting a dog?
It's a phrase. I'm just doing some business.
Right.
Yes.
Phrase. I know that one.
I'll pat him a little roughly on the shoulder. But yeah, have a good day, Duke.
You too.
And I will walk off.
Okay, I'm fine. Just pop that shoulder back in.
I'm just going to look at Arcelia and point at him and be like, memories.
I don't understand the gesture. What?
That's the point. You don't understand your strength. Belong. Just kind of like pat her on the shoulder, but it's more like.
Do you want me to pick you up? What is going on here?
No, just. And I just walk.
Sure thing.
I follow.
Where did Janet go? We're
I
out
think
of
she went on
town.
ahead.
Oh, yes, there she
she's
is.
in a rush.
Heading outside of town, you head west, trying to find Fionara Carolestri. It doesn't take long for you to see Fionara sort of pacing back and forth. In the distance, there's a tent that looks like it's been set up. As you approach, you see Fionara throw up her hands and say, "There you are.
Hello!
Where have you been?"
We had a couple of hiccups.
Hiccups?
Yes.
Did you get the readings?
Interesting hiccups. Well, first and foremost, the Oak Stewards have upped their presence near the Ayodhara, horrifically so, to the point it is nigh impossible to get a long look at them up close. So there is
failed.
that. Partially, but
She didn't fail getting arrested though.
Arrested? Is the device all right?
the device is all right. They do not know anything about it. In fact, I convinced them it was a flute. So there's that. But yes, don't ask. So there were some sorts of readings. The lights flickered when they were in the Ayudara when I was trying to get some sort of a reading on them. So there is that.
But did you hold it there long enough to get the full reading?
No. Hence me getting caught by the authorities. So we tried to see if we could get some good favor with the Oak Stewards by seeing if we could do some sort of investigating in terms of these recent attacks by what are called Gorgas, right?
Attacks? What does that have to do with Ayudara?
They are fake creatures that started attacking around when the Ayudara were having upped presence, apparently.
Ooh, mention the footsteps and the reaction.
Oh, as in like the shadow. Well, I mean, you could.
Well, Yara held the device over the footsteps of this prince, and it picked up a bit of a reading. It was flickering.
I'm sorry, you've lost me. Creature?
What exactly is this device?
It's meant to determine if the Ayudara are fake or real.
Could you be more specific?
Scientific,
Which
if
word
you would.
don't you understand? Fake or real?
I think they're asking how it works, like what it detects.
Indeed.
Well, the concept behind the Ayudara is that they are gates. They take you someplace else. And, well, if they're fake, it detects whatever magic is used. In this specific case, I believe it is, in fact, illusion magic.
Will it react at all if it's magical in general?
I suppose there might be slight reactions. But it's meant
Would
to
there be
determine-
any reaction if there was no magic involved?
No.
So then there is magic involved indeed, currently. In some
Well-
variation.
They would at least make some sort of a flicker if the gates are real. But all
Indeed, so they are real.
all three bulbs will light up if they are, in fact, fake. But it might flicker if they are real. You understand? There's three
Didn't
bulbs.
you say it flickered, didn't you say?
Yes, but I did not hold them there for a very long period of
Right.
time, but
So
all of the
you
gates did
failed.
flicker.
You have a plan to see if you can actually
Okay.
hold the device there long enough?
Well, that was the whole point of us trying to see if we could get on the good side of the Oak Steward so they would actually let us near the thing without us going to goddamn jail.
And do you have any sort of plan?
Yes, we've been investigating the attacks, that was said. You have to do a favor for a favor, normally.
Lady Fionara, I'm sorry. I was leaning against maybe a cart of hers or something in the background, and I come up and I just say, basically what my amazing companions are trying to say is that we try to do it in many ways. There is a barring system that they have involved. The Oak Stewards don't like anyone to cross a line. A loud noise goes off. It notifies the whole city. Yara has risked herself to protect your device, got arrested and made a better agreement with them so that we can get closer to these gates and then we can actually complete your little assignment. But with that comes difficulty. Well, we have to then do a favor so we can have enough time to be across those gates if we're lucky, or that cord or rope of some sort if we're lucky, and get your readings. But until then, it is very difficult to get past without getting arrested by these Oak Stewards, and we have already used our resources once. Now, with that, do you have any connections with anyone into the city that may be easier for us to, actually, that just made me think of something. We might have one more way of getting in. If you don't mind waiting a little bit longer, we can do this for you.
Longer?
Or you can try yourself. I heard elves are not burning up anymore, so that might work.
I thought you were Duck Eddie's best. Never mind.
Investigators, yes.
Never mind.
But thieves and... Well, I might be good at that, but... I will tell you, time, as I was taught by my mother and my sister, it's not about how fast you do something, it's the quality you do it in. And right now, we might have a way of giving you results, more than you even asked for. And on top of that, you might even get a bonus about the fey creatures that are attacking this town. On top of that, will put you in good standing with your research. Because there is a connection.
Perhaps.
Indeed.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check for me, I think.
Can I
get
help?
assistance considering
You can.
we've all been helping
You
him?
can. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Diplomacy check, Yara.
I'm gonna use my hero point. Hero point.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Desna. I should have consulted with you first.
It's going to be
The
a
forbidden
minus.
lens all over again.
It's essentially going to be a -2 to this roll because of Yara's assistance.
I can see. I look over my shoulder and I see Yara making faces like, "I can't believe this bitch" in the background, and I try to go and okay.
For our podcast listeners, they both rolled natural ones. And whenever you aid someone in this game, you can potentially help their score, or you can make it worse. Okay. She says, I have to be honest with you. These creatures, I don't know what they are. The only thing that I am interested in writing my paper about is the fraudulent Ayudara that I believe to be here in Seven Arches. Now, if you're not going to help me within the next day, then I think I will have to find someone else to.
Well, if it would be of any consequence or assistance here,
Oh no.
would you like to see my very accurate drawing that I rolled a nat 20 on of the Ayudara? We did, in fact, get a very close look on it. You can see, because of this very intricate design here, that I've marked the various runes on it.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check there.
And reminding you, I rolled a nat 20 on this drawing.
Yeah, you've...
What the?
Clearly the illusion magic doesn't work on that drawing.
What is this?
The drawing is fantastic. Fionara is seemingly, she's been getting progressively more upset. Like, as you keep trying to finagle your way out of this situation of taking like 5 days to get back to her in regards to this. As she's been waiting patiently, as patiently as possible, I guess, outside the town. She doesn't look convinced. She just kind of crosses her arms and she says, "It's a beautiful drawing, but it doesn't answer the question if this is fake or not. I need facts."
Yes. Right. I have a way. I just, reminded myself. But you know what? For your, I see your hair almost standing up on ends. We have an amazing person in our group here that can whip you up something very nice. Right? What do I call her?
Janet.
Janet.
What about a
Wait,
bomb?
does she know?
Like, could we just make a bomb and then?
No, that's not calming. Janet.
Not for Fionara, but in the human town, we just make a bomb, and then
I would like to
distraction.
advise against using a bomb in a highly populated city.
not like an explosive one, but one to put everyone to sleep, or to make them
The entire city.
contented.
I think perhaps we stop
Not the
wasting
entire city, just the little
Fionara's
circle around it.
time.
I have a. Don't worry, Fionara, I have a plan. And I grab as many of them as I can, and I pull them away, and I look back and I'm like, and I wink, and I don't look for a reaction back. I turn, because I'm very embarrassed, and I pull Yara close, and I'm like, "Your friends, We need your friends.
What friends? Oh! Tanners.
Right.
There's also some sort of a speaker that we never were able to speak with for the Oak Stewards. That
No, I
might be
don't
some
think-
sort of a fallback.
I don't know if we have time for that. I think right now we need the quick
Distraction.
approach.
Yes,
The
Right.
group of whatever the
Tanners.
Tanners.
It was Gareth, I believe, Seven Sisters Tannery or something like that was the name. All right. So let us make our way there then, yes?
Should I stop building the bomb then?
No.
One question about the device. If
Are you speaking to Fionara? Because Adrona sort of
Yes.
pulled you away. Okay.
they
you
pulled
can-
only a yard away.
Okay.
I go back then if I've pulled away, but about the device.
Yes.
If it is, say, transformed with the person's belongings, would it still work?
Well, I don't imagine so. Magic needs to be... It can't be interfered with. If there's magic cast upon it, then it will probably give false readings.
It would be too conspicuous to be strapped to the back of a rat, I assume.
It would also be quite difficult not to break.
Yes. Oh well. I turn and walk back to the group. Well, to your friends then.
All right. Let's go. And I'm going to give this off to you, Adronis, since you're a little more sneaky than I am. Yeah. Pick the reader.
Okay. All right.
All right. And then we attempt to find our way to the Seven Sisters Tannery to meet with our friend Gareth.
Sure. Making your way back into town past the checkpoint, Duke just kind of waves you through. You just
Hi, Duke.
waves
I'll
it.
be at the cabaret tonight. I'll see you there.
What time do you think?
Sundown.
Oh,
Whenever
okay.
you're
Not too
off your
long.
Shift.
Only
Yes,
a few
okay.
hours. Okay, I'll see you there.
Probably a little later than sundown.
After sundown.
Like far after, perhaps. We only have a day. I'll see
Okay.
you. All
Quite
right.
a heartbreaker.
Does he need medical assistance?
No.
He can handle it. He can handle it.
It was.
Now you know how I feel.
Oh, I was fully intending on going tonight, but
You work on your laughs. I will work on the jokes.
It was my joke.
That was a joke.
Are we anywhere near the market by any chance?
I think that there's probably a few different places to buy things, but the plaza had a lot of vendors there.
All right, then I'm going there and buying a tent.
Okay. You can definitely find one. That's easy.
Great.
I'm not sure how much they go for. I don't have that up right now, but we can find
That's
out
fine.
later.
I'll haggle.
Okay. Alrighty.
A 4-person tent is 5 gold.
That's so much gold.
It's really not in Pathfinder.
That's so much.
You guys just went a little spend crazy in the beginning.
I'll give you 4 gold. It's fine.
I'll purchase it, but I can't be the one to carry it since I'm already carrying all of these crossbow bolts
Just
and my
give
violin.
it to me. I'll put it in my bag.
All right.
Every alchemist.
How much does thing go for?
Every alchemist illustration for Pathfinder, especially the default one, is completely over encumbered with stuff. Vials, potions, backpack, like everything
A lot of
overloaded.
glassware.
Definitely need a backpack if you don't have one.
I put it in
I
my
do, I have one.
bag of holding at least.
Okay. Let's see. So, You all kind of, with the exception of Karun, head to Seven Sisters Tannery.
I would actually like to excuse myself from going to the tannery, and I'll stick with Karun.
Okay. So, Orashtak, Dronus, Yara, you approach the tannery. You can see people working outside large vats of chemicals and such, and that acrid smell. It's kind of, near the outskirts of town to keep away from most of the housing and whatnot. It smells terrible. Really, like, acrid smells.
Strong.
Just as a heads up, though, this may require some gold. They will want payment.
I'll keep a lookout at the door. Make sure no one,
Yes, I see that you wish to not contribute.
Oh, Rashtak, you have wounded me.
I only have a couple of gold, so I will need backup.
I have none due to this, shaking the bag of holding.
Indeed.
I don't have much, but I only have 50 gold.
50?
What?
You have 50 gold?
This is strange.
I will keep this in mind during our negotiations.
I don't understand.
Unless you'd like to come in with me.
Literally all of our camping supplies.
I will come in with you.
Very good.
I will come in. Come on, not Rashtak. Let's work on your jokes as we work on.
Oh, is this? It was another joke. I see. Ah!
No, not that time. That was serious. Serious.
Oh, I see. I'm still having difficulties, apparently.
It's okay. It's the expressions. It's the snout. It's okay.
Right,
We'll work on
right. Yes, it's okay. Very good. Very good.
Do we see our friend Gareth anywhere?
Yeah, probably talking to one of his brothers or sisters as you approach. Looks over towards you. Motions towards like an overhang. There's just like a little area with a few chairs outside.
Very good. We will follow.
Hello there. Have a seat.
Wonderful, thank you.
Who are your friends?
Would you like to introduce yourselves, gentlemen?
I am Rashtak.
I am a drone. Yes. And is there anything on Gareth's arms? Any trinkets or bracelets or rings of any sort?
Yeah, probably a few rings here and there. Probably a
Great.
bracelet.
I would like to give him. Are we shaking hands? Is that what we're doing here? Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to try to take one of his rings.
Absolutely. Go ahead and thievery.
21.
Ooh. Seem to snatch one of his rings without him noticing.
And then I sit down next to Yara.
I would shake his hand if he offered, otherwise I would not.
Yep. He'll shake hands as well.
All right, so I suppose just get down to it, yes?
I've been wondering something. You said you were a bunch of investigators, but how does a group of people like you come together? I mean,
Last time that was a joke.
if I'm not mistaken, and forgive me if I'm a little bit ignorant, but I've heard about people like you, Yara.
Like me? What does that mean?
Well, you're a Duskwalker, aren't you? I mean, the gray skin is kind of a giveaway.
Indeed. So, what is the correlation that you're making exactly?
Well, I just think it's a little strange. I mean, your group. We've got if my eyes are any indicator, you bringing along an orc with you and a lizard folk. Not exactly commonplace.
Well, we all have our specific interests in mind. We're all working together as investigators for a grander purpose, I would suppose.
Uh-huh.
You gotta do smaller jobs on the side, right?
Why have you come to see me?
Those are Udara.
Ah.
Indeed.
Are we continuing our conversation from the other day?
Perhaps we may well be. I need to get up close. For an extended period. Not a very long period of time, but a couple of minutes. It's the only way that Unials can make that happen.
Ooh. Distraction.
Perhaps, unless you have any other methods that you think might be more suited to it.
Basically, you just need a few minutes. To do what?
Well, we are investigating the Iodara.
Just to be clear, the only reason I ask is because that might alter how we do this.
Well,
are you getting up close and personal with them?
Indeed. Yes.
Ah, okay. So a simple distraction probably won't be enough. I need to get the guards away. And from what I understand, they're trained not to leave their posts. They'll signal other guards instead. So, I need to lure them away, which is quite a bit trickier. Okay, it's doable, but I think it'll cost you a little bit more.
Were you going to say something? And I look over at Adronis.
Oh, well, I'm a person of like to have fail safes just in case. Well, the job doesn't get done correctly, and I kind of gesture myself at the gentleman, not in a belittling type way, but just kind of like move my eyebrows up, just in case something goes wrong. You know how I operate. There is a cord that separates us from the Iodara, and if that alarm goes off, then all of this will be pointless. Distractions or not. So I may have an idea of what we can do as a fail-safe, but if we are employing this very, well, efficient, perceptive, and I kind of smile at that word, individual and their company, then I don't think I should give any, if we're paying, then they should be doing the job then. But if you want to give us a discount, I have an idea as a fail-safe.
Discount? You're the one asking me for a favor.
This is true.
Perhaps we should, maybe, how much are you willing to do this for?
I think I need a diplomacy check from Yara. If anyone would like to assist, they can also make a diplomacy check.
Oh, definitely not.
I can assist.
If you would like
I
to.
would
It's up to her.
I'd also like to cast guidance on myself,
Sure.
if at all possible. So I'll go ahead and I'll take that away. It's a +1.
Okay.
Would you like help or no?
Be my guest, you've been participating.
Now that help hurts.
14 so far.
Oh, Desna. Oh, Desna.
Okay. Adronis, you don't manage to seem to affect anything here. Let's see. For what I think we need to do to make this happen, we're gonna have to buy off some people. I'm gonna really need to get those guards away, especially if it's for a few minutes, you said.
And what if you could also use some of us as part of the distraction as well?
In what way?
You tell us?
Would several hundred insects be a good distraction?
What?
Well, just that, several hundred insects.
Is that why all these mosquitoes are around?
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. Maybe. I was thinking more along the lines of, well, probably causing a, well, a different kind of disturbance. Something the Oak Stewards might be very interested in. You see, there is a sort of an area of trees that line the town. The Oak Stewards tend them, and if anything goes wrong with those trees, then, well, they would make that a priority. The Ivy Wall is what they call it. It's mostly made up of crumbling masonry, but it's covered in strangling ivy now, and there's a lot of talk that the ivy is more than it seems, and a lot of people believe it would animate and destroy any invading force. Anyway, Oak Stewards like to tend it, and if there's a fire or something along those lines to cause an issue, then, well, they're going to prioritize that over the Ayudara, I think. Anyway, we can handle that. I don't know if insects will really help in this situation, but let's call it 20 gold pieces.
Oh.
I look directly at Adronas.
I'm doing the nervous tapping of my leg, you know, and the foot is going up and down, and I'm just sweating. I'm sorry, my hearing's right. I thought he said 20. That was a joke. You know, common humor. It's like, yes.
I thought it seemed rather reasonable to me, though.
Yeah,
And I
it's
look
quite
at-
reasonable.
I look at Yara and, oh, you're serious. And I look back at
I'm
him.
very serious. You gotta understand, this is quite the offense. If the Oak Stewards catch anybody, then they're going away for a really long time. It's not quite
So
the
when do
same
you-
thing as getting caught trying
Right.
to look at the Ayudara.
Okay. When do you consider payment? Like after, when the job is done and completed?
That's not the way we do business, no.
Half up front, half after.
Yeah, I could take that. Okay.
How about this? We don't like making big decisions without our companions. Your offer seems generous, and we will make a. Let's go. Make sure we relay that to them, and then we'll be back, and we'll be ready to strike a deal, so to speak. If you know, I'm pretty sure they'll go with it. If you can go ahead and get everything ready, and then when we come back, we can explain everything to them. Sounds good?
Half up front, half on completion.
Very good. And how soon would you be able to get this done?
When do you need it done?
Preferably today.
Within 24 hours.
Well, it'll be... I can definitely get it done today. I'm just trying to think when it'll be the best. Maybe nighttime. That might be the easiest bet.
Perfect. Yes, that works. That gives us a little bit of time to grab the others and formulate a full plan. And pay you, of course. Thank you, Gareth.
Okay.
It's good doing
You wouldn't
business
happen
with
to business. You wouldn't happen to have any oak stewards like capes lying around or anything of that nature, would you?
you. Maybe.
That'll saves. And I'll just say that as you're in a rush talk in not my head. So is this the part where I have to, like, you know, do the thing, Yara? Or are we gonna speak to our companions first?
And I think that they want this done however possible. I did
This
notice
is
that.
much better than the other suggestions we had. I think Arcelia was uncomfortable with the other ones. I would say this is the time, Adronis.
Right, fine.
The faster he can get started, the better.
And it's almost like I ate something wrong. Like I have food poisoning as I'm digging in my coin purse, and I'm just like, you wouldn't be allergic to gold, would you? I've heard that was a thing in these lands, like being allergic to gold.
Thought it was silver.
No, not allergic to gold. I
About
think
silver?
that might have a very difficult business structure if that was the case.
I was making sure your health is important. And I hand over 10 gold slowly. He has to kind of tug it away from me.
Okay, 1. Give me all the coins at once. That's probably going to be faster.
I'm gonna pat Adronis on the back.
And I let go.
It's okay.
Take care of them. And I turn around and walk to the door.
Don't worry, I will.
By any chance, by the way, Gareth, is there anything that you're on the lookout for?
On the lookout for.
Any information or any people, anything like that?
Well, interesting you should say. There's this interesting group of people claiming to be investigators that have come into town recently. They're very curious, and I have to admit, they sparked the interest of not only my group, but also a few others around town. I'd like to learn a little bit more about them.
Then perhaps we shall maintain our relations. And maybe one day you shall find out.
Maybe. Of course,
I'm feeling ill.
if I do manage to find anything out about this group, it'd be worth something.
Gold poisoning.
We will keep it in mind. See you at the evening.
See you then. Or should I say, we won't see you then.
Yes, if we don't want to see them, they're gonna do their thing while we wait.
Very good.
Let's schedule this for a specific time. When works for you? I need to know when to get my people into place.
We said in the evening, yes?
Yes. What time? Got about 3 hours till sunset right now.
2 hours after sunset?
All right.
Perfect.
All right.
2 hours after sunset.
Be ready to move as soon as you see the fire. Keep an eye out on the Arch Plaza, and as soon as the Oak Stewards move off, which shouldn't take long if the Ivy Wall's on fire, then do what you need to do and do it fast. They'll probably set somebody back to this position soon.
Wonderful.
But we'll give
Very
you as
good.
much time as we can.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah. A rush talk.
Yes.
Hopefully we can do
Gareth.
some more business.
Yes. I think that's the right thing to say, yes.
Indeed. All right. On our way then, shall we? We go to regroup with everyone else.
As they join me, I kind of like put my arm around both of them and be like, 20 gold. And you're okay with that? Yeah? 20 gold? Let's stop by the shop real quick, okay? I like to invest in my time, all right? Let's stop by the shop. And I pull them to a shop before we join up with Karun. We can see Karun in a distance, I believe, eating.
More apple cakes.
Yes.
20 gold seemed very reasonable for...
I see no issues with it either. I mean...
All right, okay. And we catch up with Arcilia and Karun, and then I kind of gestured them to come to a shop with me while Yara and Arashtak can describe what we are doing. And I'm going to go see the counter and sell some items for some gold.
Okay. We can do some accounting for that later. Is there any other scenes that you want to have before we go to the Arch Plaza for this event?
I don't think we need another scene with Duke. He gets to wait.
And I believe that we've already got all we need in a row, yes?
Yeah, because all I wanted to sell was his ring.
We could have an alibi with Duke.
I think we should probably leave him out of it because
He's a steward.
He's not a steward, just to be
Oh,
clear.
is he not?
No.
Oh, right, he's at the gates.
It could be a little alibi for us. If you guys, I assume, are going to do something illegal.
Why? Why would we do that?
Because it's
Janet?
7 archers and you love breaking the law here.
Oh boy. You saying this out loud?
Well, if you need someone to cause a scene or perhaps, I'm perfectly fine with staying at the cabaret and...
We shouldn't have
appearance.
all of us at the arches anyway. That is too noticeable.
You see how it is. Okay, I will do the Ayadora then.
I was going to be there with you as well.
Oh, okay, great.
I just said not everyone.
Sure, okay.
I'll supervise from a distance.
Would you like me to be a rat or a beetle?
Ooh, a little rat might be kind of fun. Put you in my pocket.
I've never been asked that before. Why?
Well,
You can do that?
Yes. Did you not remember me? Oh, you may have been handling the boat.
I remember.
I remember screams on the boat. And
Yes.
after that, I just...
I was a small beetle to get out of the way. Anyway,
That's amazing.
Didn't I throw several people off the boat?
Yes, you did.
You did.
If you become a rat, I will feed you little treats in my pocket.
I do not need that, but I appreciate it. I mean, I would be with him so I can keep watch. It improves my vision and I am hard to see.
So let me ask you this. Would you like for me to stay with Celia and make sure that nothing happens? Or would you like me on standby, even though I might cause a little bit of, well, they've seen me already.
That's exactly what I'm saying. We have been seen, you and I, the most out of anyone else.
Adronis and I should be the ones to go into and scan the device. I can pop out if need be to help us escape.
All right.
Okay. Karun, what do you want to do? You want to come with us? Or do you want to go to the cabaret? Actually, you know what? Karun, come with us.
Do you want
Because I have
this
a
bomb or?
No bombs.
No bombs, but I don't want you to go into the cabinet and be like, humans, come out, but I feel like I could use you for something. Yes, I have an idea.
Explosives.
You know what? Yes, let's make some explosives.
Like emotionally, or do you mean?
That could be done.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Actually, it's a good idea, Karun. Let's make some emotional, exploding, damaging bombs. Something that can cause a reaction as a failsafe if something goes awry.
So yes to the bombs is what I'm hearing.
As long as it doesn't kill anyone, Karun.
Well, obviously.
Okay, great.
Just gonna put that back then.
Well,
Am I talking to Karun or am I talking to Janet right now? Because I'm very confused. That was lethal?
So, we have some preparation time as the group readies themselves, waiting for the fire on the ivy wall around Seven Arches, waiting for their distraction. Night falls. The group lies in wait just outside the Arch Plaza. Now, I will take deception checks or stealth checks for how you are sort of keeping an eye out and keeping yourselves out of trouble around the Arch Plaza.
my rat form only lasts about 10 minutes, so I would be waiting until... If we arrive roughly at the time the fire should be going, I will immediately transform into a rat and sit in a pocket of Adronus's, keeping my nose and eyes out.
Okay.
Very well.
Do you make those checks now or next time?
Right now.
When we have hero points. Okay.
Wonderful.
And Darcelia and I are not involved.
This roll is with a plus 10, by the way.
For
That is
everyone?
a
Or for you?
32. No, just me, a 32.
Excellent.
Oh, I know why. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Oof, you got a 10 on your stealth check, Adronus?
Did you use your hero point?
I am the stealthiest thing ever. I'm more worried about this ball in my pocket.
Okay.
And a rat in my pocket on top of that is
I
everything.
just want to be clear. Arashtak, are you
Yes.
the one that has the device? Who has the device?
I would not, because it would transform with me and become inert as
I
was
just have
asked.
Adronus.
I have the device.
Adronus has it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Very well. So, in the distance, you can see the bright light indicating a fire. Smoke begins to pour off. Smoke! Fire! Fire! Oak Stewards! Fire! Along the ivy wall to the north! They begin to rush off. Karun. Where were you in terms of your approximation in closeness to Adronus and Arashtak?
I'm nowhere near the party. I don't want to be seen with these guys.
Would you make yourself visible to them from wherever you were?
They'd probably be able to see me, but
I'm just curious if you're keeping some kind of visual on each other.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I want to keep an eye. It's a good show, right? Like, however it shakes out, I'm going to be entertained.
Okay, Adronus and Arashtak, give me a perception check.
Wait, I think I get an addition to that. No, but I do have imprecise scent for 30 feet.
Okay. Make a
But it's just a
perception
10 out of 10.
okay. Very well. Neither of you notice as Karun disappears. And that is where we're going to end today's session.